Hello and happy Monday. The Mondays are flying, aren't they? So, my name's Jackie, I'm from TBA Law, I'm the owner and principal solicitor here, and I'm a wills and estates specialist. So I do these videos every Monday at 10, except when there's a public holiday or I'm away. And all the videos are then posted onto the videos section of our Facebook page, so you can go back and have a look at all of them. I've done a lot of videos last year on estate planning and deceased estates. I also did a series on business structuring, on family law and separation, on living in the community with your neighbours in terms of pets, noise, fences, drainage. So lots of videos in there to go back and have a look at. If any of them is relevant for anyone that you know of, a friend or family member who is struggling, please either tag their name on the video or direct message the video link to them, because sometimes it's a bit sensitive to publicly put someone onto a post on Facebook. So today I'm talking about legacies in wills to charities. So there's actually a campaign by charities to try and get more legacies left to them in wills. But it's something that I ethically don't feel like I should be pushing when people are preparing their will. So certainly if someone has a strong feeling about a charity, I hope that they've already thought about that before coming in for their will instructions. Sometimes it's not a direct gift to a charity. Potentially it is a gift only if both spouses and children have passed away, and then there's like a catch-all for the balance, and some of that might go to charity. So sometimes you can think about charities in terms of it's not a guarantee that they'll get something, but if the worst case scenario happens and a lot of your family members pass away at a similar time in an accident together, then the charities might benefit rather than it going to broader family members. So before I get too much into that technicality, I wanted to talk about a couple of ways you can leave money to charity. So charities that are registered as charitable organisations in Australia will have an ABN, and we can give gifts to them in our wills, just like you could make a donation during your life. So we need to properly identify who the charity is for it to go to them, and then you can either nominate a dollar amount, or you can say a percentage of your estate. So you can do either ways like that. And that is a gift to an existing charity that's identifiable as a registered charity with an ABN. There are other ways as well to leave money for a charitable purpose. So you could, for example, gift a dollar amount or a certain percentage to be given to charities that have a particular purpose at the discretion of your executor, because you may not know what charities are actually operating when you pass away. The one that you prefer might no longer exist, or it might have merged with another or amalgamated, or who knows. So sometimes there's a catch-all clause as well that, I leave it to the lost dog's home, but if that charity doesn't exist, then the executors have discretion to leave this gift to a charity with a similar purpose, or charities with a similar purpose. So you can do a direct donation, you can do a purpose donation, or potentially you can also set up your own trust in a will. So there is actually lots of charitable trusts that have been set up in wills that are either running awards or every year are funding quite a lot of non-government organisations. So people have to apply in each year to get the trust distributions out of these trusts that are set up in wills. I believe the Stellar Book Award is also an award that was set up under a will. But if you want to set up a special kind of trust for a charitable purpose in your will, it's quite complex. So I generally try to encourage people to leave it to an existing charity or a charity with a purpose, rather than setting up your own trust for a charitable purpose. It's quite difficult to make sure you fulfill the requirements to set up a charitable trust in your will, and then the administration for a charitable trust can be significantly more than just a trust for a child. So you do need to think about if it's going to be enough money that's actually going into the trust, and how much of that is going to be spent on the administration of that trust. So, having convinced you not to set up a charitable trust of your own, and if you're going to leave funds to charity, to give it to an existing charity, coming back around then to how you can do that in the will. So like I said earlier, a direct gift of a dollar amount or a percentage in your will. It may be that, using myself in this example, so if I pass away, I'd like everything to go to my husband. However, I could, for example, say the top 10,000 before going to my husband goes to, the Red Cross. So that would be a direct gift regardless of what happened. The 10,000 would come off the top and my husband will get the balance. The will could be set up differently where I leave everything to my husband directly, but if he's passed away, I leave everything equally to my children, but the first 10,000 again goes to the Red Cross. Or it could be everything to my husband, then everything to my children, and if I haven't had children, or if no children survive me, then 50% of my estate to the Red Cross and 50% of my estate split between my sister and my husband's brother. So that's an example of how you've provided for a charity in the will, but under different circumstances, the charity may or may not get those funds. So I suppose if you feel charitable, but you want to provide for your family first, then obviously I completely morally agree that you've got far more of an obligation to your own family. But at the end of the day, if your family doesn't survive you and it's going to broader family members, then perhaps your feeling about the charity is greater than your feeling about your extended family. So a few different options there really to think about. You can also leave funds direct to a non-government organisation, a community organisation that is not a charitable organisation but is doing good things. So you can leave it to them for a particular purpose or just as a direct donation. That's the other thing as well, thinking about for a purpose. So instead of just giving a dollar amount to, and this sometimes happens, for example, the Seymour Hospital, you can say a dollar amount to purchase particular equipment. So you can put a condition on a legacy that you're leaving as well. So although someone's just joined, I am just finishing up, so you might have to go back and start the video from scratch if you want to hear all about legacies. Otherwise, I'll be back next Monday again, doing a short snippet of legal information. I will post this video onto the page so you can go back and listen to how to leave legacies to charities in your will, number of different ways to do it, and your preference for how certain that will be. Anyway, have a happy week. Enjoy the rain that's supposed to be coming and relieving this humidity, and I will catch you next week.